إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فإني أحمد الله سبحانه وتعالى وأشكره على ما من به علينا من هذه الدروس وهذه اللقاءات الطيبة، فنسأله سبحانه وتعالى أن ينفعنا بما علمنا وأن يعلمنا ما ينفعنا وأن يرزقنا وإياكم الإخلاص والثبات على السنة. I praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thank Him for allowing us to spend some time in the house of Allah in the like of these classes from which we read from the books of our noble scholars who are upon the aqidah of the Salaf al-Salih. And we praise Allah for guiding us to that, and we ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us beneficial knowledge that produces righteous actions. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us ikhlas, sincerity in everything we say and we do. And we ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us firmness upon the sunnah of our noble Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah ta'ala, we continue reading from the book of Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, 100 pieces of advice pertaining to different chapters. We're going to continue reading from the previous chapter that we started, 10 benefits that help us lower the gaze. 10 benefits that will help the Muslim and the Muslimah to refrain at looking at haram. We mentioned 7 points so far, right? We complete the 7. Alright, 7 brave brothers. Give me 7 benefits. Naam, Jamal, number 1. Naam. That was the 4th one. Lowering the gaze, strengthen the heart. Now, another benefit. Salman. Ahsant. It produces light for the heart. Aina. It produces light for the heart. Now, another benefit. Just from the previous class. نعم محمد. Ahsant, lowering the gaze is obeying the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was the first one. What else? We need 4 more. Hussein. Aina. Mahmoud. Benefit from the previous class. He just said it. Read another one. Hassan. We mentioned that already. Go back to you, Mahmoud. We already mentioned that. The light too was mentioned too. Naam. Okay, Salman. أحسنت. Number 7, what was that? Go to number 7. Read it, Jamal. No, it's not the whole thing, just the first couple lines.
Lowering the gaze produces a firm, courageous, strong heart.
That's it. Lowering the gaze produces a firm, courageous, strong heart. Because if the heart is strong, the person will be strong in carrying the commands of Allah and denouncing the evil. When the shaitan bring anything, then the person who has a strong heart, he will deny it, like that's evil, it's not good for me. But if a person is weak, anything that comes his way, the shaitan will beautify it. It's like someone who's very hungry, don't know anything about food. Somebody's going to take the worst cake and put nice icing on it. And he's going to eat it and get what? Sick. Likewise, shaitan beautify a kafira or a Muslimah, and a man look at her, because of a weak heart. If his heart is strong, he's like, no, I can't look over there. But now if he's weak, he's going to look, and after the look, he's going to talk, and after the talk is an appointment, and after the appointment, questions. What should I do to get out of this or that or that? That's usually what happens. So, lowering the gaze is a protection, ya ikhwan. Very protection to the heart. Now, طيب, I don't think you guys mentioned something. You forgot something? You mentioned all of them?
Lowering the gaze fashions the heart that is devoted and focused on Allah, leaving the gaze distracted. I think.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Hey, naam, jazakum Allah khair. That was good. طيب. Let's follow, shall we? Number 8. Lowering the gaze will prevent the shaitan from entering the person's heart. The Muslim who lowers his gaze and doesn't look at haram will prevent the shaitan from entering that person's heart. Surely the shaitan enters him by way of the look, and he penetrates the heart faster than the wind blowing through an empty space. The shaitan presents the image that he looked at and beautifies it. That's the job of the shaitan. Person look at something, and then that something is gone. It's not around him anymore. But the shaitan gonna seize that, gonna beautify that image, and makes it like an idol that his heart is devoted to. So he be attached to it, thinking about it. Then he tempts him and ignites the fire of desire in his heart, adding the fuel of sin, which could not have reached his heart without him looking at this image. Thus his heart becomes engulfed in flames and bursts deep breaths containing glares of fire and fiery winds. Consequently, his heart is surrounded by flames from all sides. He is in the midst of it like a lamp in the center of an oven. As a result, the punishment for those who follow their desires by looking at haram images is that in the realm between this world and the next, they will be placed in an oven of fire, and their souls call upon their bodies to join them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed this to His Prophet ﷺ while the Prophet ﷺ was sleeping. This is related to a hadith, a long hadith that was authenticated by Imam Al-Albani rahimahullah ta'ala, is in Sunan Abi Dawood. Prophet ﷺ, Allah made him see the punishment of certain individuals. Certain people are being punished in certain ways. Two angels, they came and took the Prophet ﷺ and they pass by different people who are punished in different ways. And later on at the end of the hadith, they explain the hadith to the Prophet, the event to the Prophet ﷺ. Who are those people? The one who was punished in certain way because of them did this. Those who lie, those who take a statement without verifying it and spreading it all over, those who used to fornicate, those who used to do this and do that. No, that's what is pertaining to that. All right, this point 8, inshallah. What can you say about it? What benefits? What's, as you're hearing me reading it, you read it maybe yourself more than once. What stick to your mind pertaining to this? Naam, Jamal.
Based on the example from Ibn Qayyim,
And what do you say about that example?
the example of the burning desire.
I know. Ramzi? I know. Hassan.
Well, looking at a haram image, it kind of stays in your mind.
No. Hussein. No. So the here he's mentioning that the one of the ways the shaitan enters a person's heart by the way of looking at haram. There is other means. There's other means, but this is one of the strong ones. And things enter somewhere when the door is open. Or there is a door but there is no lock on it. In some areas, all you need is a door that is shut. That's all you need. Right or wrong? Like back in old days, they didn't have no locks. In other areas, you need a door and what? And a lock. In other areas, you need a door and 3 locks and guards. And guards. That's how it is. Likewise, you see where you live. Can you afford to keep your door open? Or can you afford, based on where you live and the environment you live in, who you live around? If you live around Muslims who fear Allah upon manhaj as-salaf, and they fear Allah, they don't fear nobody else, you can open your door can stay open. They never look at it. They never even notice that the door is open because they don't look at your house, period, because they know that I can't be looking over there. Something may be there. Why should I look at there? It's not my house. You know, but sometimes you live in another area that there is mixed. There is good people and there is bad people. So you want to shut your door. But then you live in another area, there is thieves. If they find the door cracked, they get in. So what you do? You get a lock. And sometimes even worse than that. You have to hire guards, like in a time of there is no security, no police. Even the lock at the door is not enough. You gotta have some people in there with weapons and waiting to take actions. Like it's happened in Libya, it's happening in Syria, in Iraq now. It happened before in Egypt. People told us that. People, they used to live in places and they take turns. They don't sleep at day and night. Like in a building, there is like 10 families in that building, or like 4 of them or 5, they have to stay up around the hour with weapons. Because people at the time, there was no police, there was chaos, there was fighting, people entering people's houses, kidnapping, rape, whatever, name it. So, likewise the hearts. Where do you live? Do you live in the time of the Sahaba? No, you don't. Do you live in an area where, mashallah, you don't see no haram because it's not displayed in that area, no haram. All women are dressed properly. You don't even see them, even though they dress properly, and you don't even see them in the streets. You see them randomly once a while when you see a woman out. And on top of that, no music, no alcohol, no fighting, nothing. Not a masajid, sunnah, da'wah. Or do you live in another area where there are some women who cover, other women are not covering? Or you live in an area that most of the women are not covered, period. Or do you live in an area where the haram become halal and the halal become haram? People can do whatever they want to do. Now, based on this, you need to do what approach you have to take to protect what? Your heart. How are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to protect your religion? And we should take this seriously. It's not something that we just talk about and we keep moving on. This is stuff. This is real because people are suffering. People are going through a lot of hardship, doing things, facing the evil consequences of their actions. When the solution is easy, just don't look, akhi. Or if you look, say astaghfirullah, atubu ilayh, I'm not going to look again. I know. Anybody wants to add something? We move on to the 9th one. The 9th one, he says, lowering the gaze allows the person to free his heart to focus on what benefits him or her and busy himself with that, while allowing the gaze to wander comes between him and what benefits him or her, and thus he or she neglects his affairs, follows his desires, and becomes heedless of remembering his Lord. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Kahf, verse 28, وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. And obey not him whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, one who follows his own lusts and whose affair, meaning the deed, has been lost. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said, having a wandering gaze necessitates that these 3 affairs will occur. The 3 things I mentioned in the ayah. Let me say that again. Lowering the gaze allows the person to free his heart to focus on what benefits him or her and busy himself or she busy herself with that, while allowing the gaze to wander comes between him and what benefits him, and thus he neglects his affairs, follow his desires, and become heedless of remembering his Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Kahf, verse 28, وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. From the ayah, we want to get those 3 things that they mentioned. And obey not whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, and who follows his own lusts, and whose affairs, mean his deeds, has been lost. That's why he says having a wandering gaze necessitates that these 3 affairs will occur. Now, from the ayah, what are those 3 things? from the ayah that will occur to someone who obey his desires and let his gaze wander? No. That's number one. Be heedless. Cannot follow the desires and remember Allah at the same time. Just as you cannot have fire and water in the same bucket. هذه من المتناقضات. Cannot be in Tawheed and Shirk at the same time. Shirk nullify Tawheed, al-'iyadu billah, Shirk al-Akbar. You cannot be practicing Sunnah and Bid'ah at the same time. What is that? What you're doing is a Bid'ah or Sunnah? Which one it is? You need to find out. Likewise, a heart cannot be remembering Allah while he's on something else from the desires at the same time. That doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. You have one heart. What are you doing with it? Same thing, the tongue. Whether you're remembering Allah or you're cursing. Whether you're making tasbih or singing. Whether you're reciting the words of Ar-Rahman or the words of Shaitan. Which one it is? I know. Whether you're commanding good or commanding evil. Which one? هكذا من المتناقضات. نعم. And number two? نعم. أي نعم. Person will follow his lust. He's heedless from the remembrance of Allah and follow his lust. And the last one? نعم. أحسن. These deeds are lost. Even if he do deeds, what deeds are these? So Allah as-salamu al-afiyah. So what do you get from this 9th point? No, Mahmoud. Give me an example. Remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Astaghfirullah. Can a person while looking at the haram say these things? While he's looking at haram, Subhanallah, Astaghfirullah, it has no meanings. He will say that when he stops, right? When he hates him, he's like, Subhanallah, I'm a Muslim, I can't be doing these things, looking at these things. Like a Muslim man go shopping, for example, Walmart or any place, and be distracted. He will add to the list. The list is like 3 items. Milk, bread, what else? Water. Make it 4 items and cheese. Okay. But you don't add nothing to that. You know where the bread is, you know where the milk is, and you know where the cheese is. Actually, they are on the same aisle in the same spot. So why you want to go all over the Walmart like you're an inspector or something? Let me listen. And worse, sometimes when you find 2 brothers, they know. You say, what are you going for? I have some milk and bread. Oh, subhanAllah, me too, milk and bread. Let's go. We know what it is. Then they're going to take another. I said, let's check it out, see what they have. What do you got? Check it out. What? You're going for bread? Go for bread, man. Because if you're going to go check something, sometimes you be what? You be checked, not as a check-in, please. Right now. So that's very important. You should focus on what's right now. أنت الآن أتيت. You just got here.
Yeah, but I studied.
سخن مكانك. That's good. I was going to say, make sure that we wait until your place is warm. That's a statement in Arabic they say. Wait until your spot is warm. But alhamdulillah, but he said he studied the chapter before he came here. All right. First of all, you came late, brother. You came late. Yeah, look, he need an explanation, not me. I didn't say anything. See, Hassan.
I couldn't leave them.
Drop and give me 20, man. You got it? Yes. Back in the days, we used to do that. Allah musta'an. But some brother, they love it. If somebody come late or something, didn't do the homework, he will do some push-ups. 20 is nothing for you. It's like just
I thought you meant 20 rakah.
20 rakah? Nah, that needs the dalil, man. I ain't gonna tell you 20 rakah. I'm just talking about dunya. dunya, give me 20 minutes, 20 push-ups. ركعات, then we need a dalil. I know. جزاكم الله. نعم تفضل أخي.
Lowering the gaze allows the person to free his heart to focus. That shows us that if we're not paying attention to Allah, then our heart has a grip of the shaitan.
أحسنت. I know. If a person is not remembering Allah all time, because that's your heart. You gotta be doing something with your heart. That's what make you alive. That's why when you go to sleep, the pain is lifted. When you go to sleep, alhamdulillah, nothing. Somebody gonna like come after this in the morning, say, this man here, he came to the imam, for example, this guy over here, he broke into my house and set my house in fire. Then the imam is like, astaghfirullah, how could he do this, man? What happened to your house? No, the house is okay. What do you mean it's okay? He said, no, it was my dream, he says. Man, in my dream, he came and set my house in a fire. What should we do with this brother? That's why he came angry. He don't want to even pray next to the brother. Like one person came to one of the companions. I don't know if Ibn Abbas or one of the Tabi'een. And he accusing this man. He said, I have a dream that this man here had fornication with one of his, family members, daughter or something. So what should I do with him? He said, take him to the sun and flag his shadow. This man didn't do nothing to you, man. That was your dream. That was your dream. All right? So you're going to if you see a dream in a dream that a brother was nasty to you, did something to you in a dream, are you going to come in the morning and don't talk to him and he's a bad guy, I got to watch him? No, that's a dream. Huh? Shaykh Al-Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, وَالشَّيْءُ بِالشَّيْءِ يُذْكَرُ. When he mentions something, usually something call for another thing. A person came to Shaykh Al-Uthaymeen rahimahullah and he told him, Ya Shaykh, I have a nice dream yesterday. Very beautiful dream last night. What is it? He said, I saw you, mashallah, me and you one-on-one and asked you a lot of questions. And you gave me nice answers. Should I act upon those answers?
No.
Shaykh Al-Uthaymeen said, I didn't see you in my dreams. I didn't tell you nothing, man. I don't know who was talking to you in that dream. He said, but here, since we both of us are not sleeping, you can ask me your questions right now. And then whatever, inshallah, Allah allow me to answer you, that's what you go by. Nah. What else you can say here, brothers? Nah? Lowering the gaze help you to remember Allah. Because those who do not, then subhanAllah, it's something that they see and they look at will penetrate in their hearts and sit there and take all of their concerns and their thinking, and that's all they be thinking about. He ain't concerned about no salat, thinking about death. People are thinking about death, he's thinking about her. People are thinking about Yawm al-Qiyamah, he's thinking about that person. People are thinking about the questions in the grave, this person, none of that in his mind. What's in his mind is that thing that he looked at and is settled in his heart and cannot get rid of it. And, number 10, the last one here in this chapter. And once we finish this, we can just go ahead and review instead of opening another chapter, inshallah. He says there is a connection between the eyes and the heart. Whatever one of them engages in, the other will engage in. When one is good, the other will be good. When one is corrupt, the other will be corrupt. If the heart is corrupt, the eyes will be corrupt. And if the eyes are corrupt, the heart will be corrupt. His heart becomes like a dunghill. I said that right? Which is the place of filth and impurities. Dunghill is like when people dump stuff, right? Like a dumpster?
Like when an elephant goes to the bathroom.
Elephant? Only elephants.
Very high elephant.
High elements.
Rhinoceros.
Dinosaurs and the rhinoceros. A couple millions ago. Alright, yes. Dunghill, which is the place of filth and impurities. Consequently, his heart is not suitable to house knowledge of Allah, love for Allah, devotion towards Allah, and happiness from nearness to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is only suitable to house its opposite. Okay. So here is clearly, alhamdulillah, that the importance of guarding one's heart because, or lowering one's gaze because you have an impact on a person's heart. You have an impact on a person's heart. Aina. Because the looks, as the ulama they mention, is an arrow. And as Ibn al-Qayyim mentioned, is a poisonous arrow that strikes the heart. What do you think? An arrow without a poison, what will do to a heart? Is your heart made out of steel? Or silver? Or bronze? Concrete? Flesh? Weak heart. Vulnerable heart. On top of that, that arrow has what? Has deadly poison. You can only imagine the consequences and the damage. So who in his right mind now, somebody like, let's say, this person went in a place where they practice shooting arrows. What do they call those places? The range? They go to a range, shooting range, arrows, just arrows, no guns, no, huh? Archery, yes, archery range. Because it's good, and even Prophet ﷺ said, learn that, okay, if you can. But usually there is some safety measures, right? Tell you nobody like you're going to be shooting this way. One of the people is collecting the other arrows at the same time, huh? Yes. Yeah. Wait. He's talking to me. You talk to me, he talked to me. Nobody talk to each other in the class. Okay? So you talk to me, I talk to you, and he talk to me. This way, alhamdulillah, I'll manage the class, inshallah ta'ala. Now, so what do you say, Abu Damir? Oh, that's good. But what I said, while I'm trying to shoot, you and the other brothers collecting the other ones. No, you can't do that. Why can't you do that? Because you're going to interfere with my focus. That's what it is? No, because it's harmful for them. Because they may get hit. They may get hit. So that's why they have those things. They're like, look, if we're going to go collect those things together, okay? But nobody. Some instructors, they even so serious about it, they ask everybody to put down what? Their bows. Put it down. No, it's okay. It's not okay. Put it down. Then they're like, okay, let's all go get the stuff now. Because the stuff is serious. Can you stand in front of someone who wants to shoot the arrow and stand and say, hey, go ahead, man. I'm strong. I've been pushing up, man, doing a lot of work in the fitness center. What is it? Yeah, fitness. Sorry. Yeah. Can someone, because he has big muscles, big chest, he benched 300, and he's like, don't worry, man. I'm strong. Just take your best shot. Would you do it? I said, okay, come on, man. You're going to hurt yourself. We don't do stuff like that. So why we take a shot of shaitan shots when he shot at us. Shaitan, he's going to aim and he's going to try his best. Shaitan does it for a reason and a purpose. And no mistakes. He studies it and that's what he wants. And then some of us will just sit in front of the target. I don't mean the Target store. That could be one of them. And then like, hey, he ain't going to get me. I'm Salafi. Salafi act like that? No, you gotta like get out of the way of the shaitan, ya akhi. Ask Allah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, once you're a Muslim, you took shahada, you're strong, go look for shaitan. No, Allah tells us, seek refuge from the shaitan. Turn to Allah, shaitan, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you. These are the things that you do in the morning, the adhkar of the evening, be in a masjid, stay upon remembrance of Allah. This is how you defeat the shaitan. How are you going to wrestle someone who you don't even see? You going to punch shaitan? Can you punch him? I mean, it's futile if you see somebody just throwing punches in the air. And then he said to the brother, oh, do whatever. I just got the shaitan. You ain't got nothing. You just wasted your time. This is not how you win that battle. You win it through taqwa, through remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through getting out of the way first of danger. That's why the ulama, they mention, you want to lower your gaze. This doesn't mean go to the worst places and close your eyes. Why you want to go to those worst places to begin with? It means that you have to minimize the not the chances, but you want to minimize the damage. You don't go to places that usually have women who they do whatever. Especially we don't live in Saudi or Yemen or you live in America, man. Talking about women, it used to be at 18 do whatever you want to do. At 8 now. 8 years old girls, 9 years old, look what they dress. Look what they do. 10 years old, don't even mention. So what you want to do? You need, like we mentioned before, we need to don't expose ourselves to the evil, If you have no business going to a place, don't go. You don't go to that place. Even shopping, of course, you're not going to stop shopping and don't eat anything and say because women. No, go to the market, but just choose the proper time, the right time when there is less evil. That's why those qawa'id, you remember the qawa'id, the fundamental principles, rules, they help a lot. One of the qawa'id is, if you are faced with two evils, which one do you take? The lesser evil. You're going to go to Walmart at 6 p.m., which is loaded. Very wrong. All the people that came from work, they go there, men, women, gays, whatever. Name it. Or you want to go after Fajr when you find more Muslims, mashallah, in a store. You think like yourself in Yemen or something after Fajr, right? It's like, whoa. Assalamu alaikum. You go on Fajr shopping, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum. How you doing, Aghi? Yeah, that's what you hear. And you minimize the evil. There's going to be some things here and there, but you minimize it. But you go in some time when they all there. That's a big fitna. Unless if you have to go, for example, something necessity, like something that ice cream is not a necessity in this case. I gotta get my ice cream, man. If I don't get my ice cream, I'm another person. Why you're another person? Necessity like medicine, for example. You call in the doctor something and you have to get that medicine for your mother, for your father, for your son, for yourself, for your wife, for your brother. You ain't going to say, listen, don't worry about it. It's not a fitna now and we do it in Fajr. Abu Muhammad says, Abu Muhammad didn't say that. I did not say that. If you have to, then you do your things. And especially, alhamdulillah, in most of Walmarts or other places, they have the, what do you call them? Pharmacies. Pharmacies. We're not talking about ice cream anymore. It's past. The pharmacies. They're right in one corner. You go there, boom, you know where the pharmacy is. Do your things. You finish, just go home. Even if your child will say, well, everyone, can we go look? You said another time, inshallah. But not now. Because there is a lot of things that we don't want to look at right now, okay? Now. طيب. What can you tell me? But Abdurrahim, كيف حالك? Give me a benefit after Abu Damir, inshallah. طيب Abu Damir. أحسنت. The hearts and eyes are connected. نعم عبد الرحيم. So you took us back to the ninth. We're in a tent, by the way. Oh no. We already left that stage. Also, okay, you go back, inshallah. Go ahead. I know. Jazakallah khair. That's a good point too, because when you do good things, and Muslims they do good things, mashallah. They Muslims, they remember Allah, they pray, they do other good things, but minimize the bad things. If not, because that's impossible to find someone who's infallible. Those are the prophets and the messengers, alayhim salatu wassalam. The Prophet said, كُلُّكُمْ خَطَّاء وَخَيْرُ الْخَطَّائِينَ التَّوَّابُونَ. All of you sin. But the best of those who sin, they are who? The rich person, the Arab, non-Arab. Has nothing to do with that. The Prophet said the best of those who sin, they are those who repent afterwards. Immediately. Yes, they wrong themselves and they say, SubhanAllah, I shouldn't be doing this. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. No. No.
Because of the connection of the eyes and the heart, we can purify our heart by making sure we don't look at what is haram and keeping our ears open.
No doubt. I know. Because the eye is connected to the heart. Who can give me an example of something, material things, two things are connected, and if one of them is clean, it will bring you nothing but clean. But if that one get corrupt, then the other one is going to get corrupt. Water supply. Like what? Salman? The sink? The pipes, you mean, the pipes. Yeah, the pipes that bring water. Water is okay, mashallah, right? But then the pipes that bring you water has what? Rust, lead. What else? It has a lead, has lead, has this, has that. Then it's going to corrupt and it's going to have an impact on what you drink. Right? What else?
Intentions and action. If your intentions corrupt, that action will be corrupt.
Ahsant, I know. No examples? Uh-huh. The camel and the memory? The camera? Yeah. No, something that leads to something. Something, like I said, give you a pipe. If the water is, mashallah, good source, but it goes through that pipe, now what you going to get? Bad water. Good friends, bad friends. That's true. That's a good example too. If you're Muslim, you want to make it to Jannah, but if you hang around a good Muslim, good friend, he strengthened that, mashallah, remind you of Allah, we can do this, akhi. Who's that, your mother? Akhi, you need to treat her even with more dignity and respect. But if you hang around a bad friend, he's Muslim too. But then he's just gonna like, whenever you try to do good, he's like, what? Come on, man, we're only 18, akhi. Come on, man. He's like, Islam is easy, brother. No. Your father is in the masjid now? Yes, my father is in there too. They make dua for us, akhi. Me and you have another plan. Allah musta'an. So what you say? You're right, huh? Yeah. And then he may say to you, who's better to make dua for you? Your father or yourself? You're the corrupt one. Your father, mashallah, is a good brother, and he prayed for, huh? And then you say, you're right, I never look at it that way. You should never look at it that way. Talking about never look at it that way. And then they're like, okay, our parents make dua. Their dua is better for us. Let's go do whatever he wants to do. And before you know it, their parents began to make dua against them. Because they began to treat their parents in a bad way. And, huh? Allah understand. Ahsant. The microphone is a source of the conduct. Is a conductor, right? Whatever is used for. It's used for good, you hear good. If it's used for evil, you hear evil. What are some of the benefits, Ikhwan, from this class? Yeah. No, because the heart and the eyes are connected. No. It's like the engine oil also. You want to keep your engine strong, what do? You put any oil in it? Not along bleach and water? They're going to kill the engine right or wrong. Even, do you let the engine oil run for years? Or do you listen carefully to the mechanic who says, look, 3 months or 3,000 miles, whatever comes first. 3,000 miles may come in 3 weeks. Some people, they do a lot of running, they drive all time. So the oil change, it's very cheap, but it's vital for what? For the engine. Keep it clean. Because if that oil is not clean, what happens? It's gonna like the engine is not gonna be clean. And if the engine is not clean, what happened to the car? The car stopped working. Sometimes working, sometimes it's not working. You wonder, it's a brand new car, man. It's like 2016. These cars, man, these people, they don't make cars. You didn't read the instruction, brother, talking about you make cars. It's easy to blame it to somebody else. No.
The heart is a house, and it holds what the eyes see.
I know. But it's better to say it's a vessel or utensil. Whatever you put in it, whatever you're gonna have to deal with it in the end of the day. That's a good example. The ulama, they mentioned that they says that one of the Salaf says, Al-qulubu aw'iyatun wal-alsunu magharifuha. They say that the hearts are vessels and utensils, pots. That stuff is brewing in there. And the hearts are like ladles. So you use the ladle to scoop from the pot to get what? What you going to get? Whatever is in it. Yeah, son, that's the answer. If you put a ladle or a spoon and you keep turning it like you're looking for something, and what you going to get up from it? What's in it? And they ain't going to give you nothing else. That's why they say every container gives what it contains. If you put in a pot some soup, just vegetable soup, now you complain, where's the chicken? He put no chicken, brother. Oh yeah, we ain't put no chicken. Yeah, you're all right. You see? Same thing, what you put in your heart. Images, music, backbiting, cheating, deception. what's going to reflect on when you need the heart to be sound and help you to make the right decision? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Because the heart is weak. The heart is already weak. It ain't going to help you and give you what you expect from it because you didn't take care of it in the first place. صلى الله عليه وسلم على آله وصلى الله وسلم على محمد على آله وصحبه وسلم.